Hello everyone, WindHunter here, and it's been a while. And so, if you see in front of you, I have 3 replays to actually do for you, and the one should be up today. The other 2 though, I don't really know when they're going to be up, depends on when my roommate gets back and when I have time to kind of be alone and no noise going on. But they should be up sometime this week, and hopefully like by Wednesday, seeing as I have some free time tomorrow too. And so, here we go. This first game should be between TheTrinity and EmoGad. And we have TheTrinity playing Shadow Nature and EmoGad playing Lost Souls. Since it, looks like he's going to summon Night Guard. I'm guessing that's a mistake on his part, as he probably was going for a Dread Charger and misclicked. And here we have EmoGad over here, summoning Forsaken immediately. And looks like he's getting ready for an attack. We have a defensive face tower going here, and really, I believe EmoGad really should have gone lower with his Dread Charger and used Nasty Surprise, which would have been able to get rid of the Night Guard, the phase tower, and done a good deal of damage to that well. Instead, it looks like this phase tower is going to get up, and because of it, like this alone, Trinity might be able to defend. Here we see Dread Charger going in. Oh, he looks like he's forgetting this one, and very good Nasty Surprise. Completely gets rid of all of that. Even though he lost his Night Guard in the beginning though, meaning this could be bad power-wise, and they're probably actually somewhat even. It looks like this Dread Charger is going to actually escape with 45 health. Any other Forsaken attacks at all would have taken it down, or he'd taken any other damage. Oh, and here we see a very quick tier 2. It looks like he's going to be going Lost Souls, like I said. And TheTrinity's not going to stop, but instead is going to immediately start attacking. Very, very gutsy move, especially with how hard it is to take down a Shadow Frost orb, especially when just going instant tier 2 when using Shadow tier 1. He takes a well nearby, and I would say at this point he's very much in a do or die situation. If he can't get this down, he very much could lose the game. There we see the frenzy on all 3 Forsaken, and they start focusing down the Dark Elf Assassins instead of attacking the orb, and he very smartly uses the Dread Charger to trample the Dark Elves, which should lessen their time they're in the trance by 2 to 3 seconds and lower their overall damage for 20 seconds. Here we see this orb's getting very close to going down, but he has plenty of power, so I'm kind of wondering what EmoGad's doing here. He Cobalts and then immediately Glacier, which is very good. Seeing as he did about 1500 health left, his overall orb should have something around 4500 health. So we have TheTrinity. He's very low on power at this point, and this Frenzied Nightcrawler, which is tearing his well apart. And it looks like based on the amount of power, he should not be able to get this down. And it looks like he might lose the entire well to Dark Elf Assassins. Had he had more power and could repair the well, this actually could very well turn in his favor, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. They're both pretty low at this point in power, but tier 2 Dark Elf Assassins and Trance are stronger than Frenzied Forsaken, especially when they have type advantage. Here we go. His well goes down. He's got Dread Chargers left over. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him retreat all of them now. There we go. He still loses 2 of them in the process, but it looks like this one's going to escape. So then we have TheTrinity. He has lost a well. He didn't even have it half paid for, and he's still tier 1. He immediately starts building face towers to defend. And looks like he might have been going for tier 2, but he doesn't really have the power at this point because of the need for the defense. And here we see EmoGad kind of going up top. I'm kind of surprised not just focusing those Dark Elves on those Forsaken, as he could have saved his Nightcrawler there some health. Looks like he's just going to let that Dread Charger escape, and he might just be ignoring this well cluster for a time. And it looks like these Dark Elf Assassins are going to make very quick work of this Forsaken, and they're gone. There we see EmoGad take a well. He's now a well up and a tier up. And it looks like TheTrinity is going to go down here and be able to take this well here go even on wells. But still at this point, things don't look that good for him. Very smartly, he's pulling his Dread Chargers back as soon as possible in order to keep them alive, because he knows he has to very conserve power at this point in time. And it looks like EmoGad's going to take a second well as Trinity took his. And it seems to be that Trinity is in a bad position at this point, especially if EmoGad can defend these wells until they're paid off. At which point in time, I would almost say that EmoGad has this thing in the bag. Now here we see the phase tower move up, and he's immediately spawned 2 more. A very good idea, and if he moves them into like this area right here, and then this one actually into the actual well area itself, he should be able to take it down. Oh, it seems that EmoGad has decided to go tier 3 with only 200 void power. That does not at all seem like a good idea. Or the fact that he frenzied his Nightcrawler so quickly. He should have instead brought it out and used Nasty Surprise on it. Or Cold Snap the entire area of units so that these Dread Chargers wouldn't be able to get down to this other well area. Looks like he's going to defend with Cultist Masters, but at this point in time I can't see this wolf staying alive, even with the power of Cultist Masters. And it looks like down here, this well also could go down. Oh, very smart Glacier Shell. But he still has these Forsaken up top that seem basically untouched, and here we go. Very good job with the Frenzied Forsakens taking down everything here, but doesn't really matter when he's lost as well. And he's only taken 38 power out of it. Here we see these Forsaken have basically eaten this well apart, and it's gone. Which means EmoGad is down only 3 wells, while the Trinity's not even tier 2 yet. Still, he could have an advantage, being the fact that he's tier 3 if he can get a attack force out quickly, but it doesn't seem like he does.
Your forces are under attack.
Had he used something like Ashborn Pyros instead of Cultist Masters, I'm of the opinion to think that he would have been able to, 1, defend better and start a counterattack a lot easier. Here we see the Trinity's going to be able to get tier 2 without much of an issue. And down bottom we see that he used Cultist Master to kill Paraforsaken, but not very much was done. The Dread Charger is going in on this Cultist Master, but doesn't look like it's going to live. But this time I think he's just buying time for his extra wells to kind of pay off the disadvantage he had earlier and give him into an advantage. Why it looks like he might be moving up top to actually try to go tier 3 himself as soon as possible. Here we see a Lost Vigil. Not nearly as strong as it used to be after the nerf, but still a very potent long-range option. Aura of Corruption quickly scares him away. See, the thing with Lost Vigil, to take something like the Aura of Corruption plus about 75 power worth of units in order to kill it. Here, had he moved this Cultist Master over and taken this well,
your forces are under attack.
As soon as he has the power, of course, he could have had a very strong position here, this Vigil, in order to attack over top of the cliff while this Cultist Master is attacked from the side. And if that had happened, they wouldn't be able to crowd control both of them at the same time, which is his current issue. Had he done that instead, I can't see him defending at all, though right now it looks like the Trinity might have a very hard time defending. No doubt we'll see an Oink right after this. Oh, yes we do. A very good nasty by the Dark Elf Assassins there. Actually, he was able to kill one of the Cultist Masters and thus kill another one of his charges. And one of the issues right now for EmoGad actually might be running out of charges. And here we see the Trinity very smartly positioning his Dark Elves around the Vigil in order to kill it very quickly with the Trance. And there we go, it goes down rather fast. But it looks like the orb only lived about 239. Had EmoGad been able to actually like Life Weaving, or more smartly I believe, Unholy Powered, if he has that, on his Lost Vigil, he actually would have been able to get that orb down. Because he had about a delay of about 1.5 seconds, which meant his Vigil was about half health before he even was able to put Life Weaving on it. It looks like we're going to see some Silver Rend Lancers attack down bottom. But now it looks like we're going to see an Omni Phantom. Kind of surprising, you don't really see Omni Phantom all that often. It looks like he also has Ghost Spheres in his deck. and Burrower. I'm kind of getting the impression then that he actually doesn't have Nightcrawler, which is, to most people, would be a very, very insane deck option to run without Nightcrawler in a Shadow deck at all. And yep, it looks like here he does not. He's using that Burrower in order to help like slow down an attack the Silverwind Lancers, and the slow the ability of the Omni Phantom really here stops the Silverwind Lancers in tracks, and nothing really happens. Up top we see these 3 Dark Elf Assassin squads, and it looks like they're gonna like eat this wall apart even faster than Forsaken. Even though that Glacier Shell happened, it's really just not gonna be enough to contain this damage. It should break right here. Oh, there it is. And this well is down. This leaves EmoGad with only 1 well, and there's a second attack down bottom currently taking care of his other one, which I don't think he noticed, and it looks like he's gonna lose this one as well. There's a cold snap, but a bit too late, and Trinity very, very smartly is able to get that Burrower out of the way. And this well looks like it's done. Here he has 2 Cultist Masters left, and he really should bring him back in order to heal him up if he has any chance of doing anything at this point, but it looks instead as if he's going to just bring them straight out to attack. They're kind of worthless without any health, especially when they only have stats about Omni Phantom in tier 3. There we see Nature's Crowd Control does a very, very good job against Cultist Masters. And it looks like this orb is going to go down. And here we see these Cultist Masters, like I said above, basically worthless without health, and the Omni Phantom makes quick work of them. Well, that's it. Good job with the Trinity. To be honest, when I first saw this replay, I thought he was done, especially when the tier 2 happened. It looks like he was in such a disadvantage that there was no chance of him coming back, and that if EmoGad could defend his original face tower attack, he actually would have been good. But then EmoGad made the very risky move going tier 3, which I think cost him the game. Had he, instead of going tier 3, defended against the face tower attack, and he has very good options in face towers. He just run 2 Nightcrawlers out in a row, nasty both of them. He would have gotten rid of that entire army, or just 1 Shadow Phoenix with a nasty on Nightcrawler, or even a Dark Elf would have taken care of that entire thing, no problem. Had that happened, I could have seen EmoGad in a very, very good place to win the match, like very easily. After that, he could have possibly like waited another minute or 2, gone tier 3, and then been able to attack very well. Had he had more like a better possibly attack unit than he had Cultist Masters, especially on like this map, there's kind of a long distance some of the places where the Trinity could have slowed him down and gotten tier 2, used all those nature crowd controls. Had something like Ashbone or been able to get out of Gregory, the game definitely would have been done at that point. But very big props to the Trinity. He played incredibly well, great micro skills after the initial mess up and the initial miss summon of the Night Guard that actually almost lost in the game, and his risky move attacking that orb. But still, he was able to use very good micro, good timing, and some peculiar but still strong deck choices, and was able to come up with the win. Thank you for watching.